God bless you, beloved. Grace and peace, and welcome to day 26. Day 26 of our consecrated life building 40-day devotional. I am so thankful that you've been on this journey with me for 26 days now. And I believe your best life is still ahead of you, but I know you're walking in it now. So today is day 26, and our focus is on the 8th day, there were new beginnings. Now, I know we're well beyond the 8th day. So why did I name it that? Well, biblically, the number 8 is the number of new beginnings. And I want you to see this day as a day of fresh resolve for the rest of the year. Now, let me say this with a caveat. I know that we started off 2020, the year seeing clearly. I know that in January, we had no idea that we would be going through a major worldwide pandemic. I know in January, we had set out goals for the year. We were planning to do certain things, probably plan vacations, plan next career moves, planned educational endeavors. And I'm sure that none of us had an idea that we'll be going through a global pandemic. But I want to assure you with something that I've always said and I continue to say. None of this has taken God by surprise. None of this have caught God off guard. And we are going to get through this better than we went into it. 2020 is not over. Now, I need to say that again. 2020 is not over. I believe that you should set in your mind that this is a time of new beginning for me. Now, God brought me to it. He's going to bring us through it, and we're going to be better because of it. And you got to believe that wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. So let's get into this. Because, beloved, day 26, I want you to see the number 8 as important for new beginnings. I'm not just throwing this in here. There's a reason, okay? I want to declare this as the beginning of the day that you speak, God speak. God speak. God speak. Okay. I want more than ever your words to match God's words. What does God say about you? What does God declare about you? What does God speak concerning you? That is so much more vital than anything anybody has ever thought to be worth saying. And the phrase, and God said, I'm saying for me personally, has grown to mean so much more than it's ever meant before. And God said, and God said, and God said, and God said, let there be light. And God said, let us create man in our image, our likeness. And God said, my thoughts towards you are thoughts of peace. See, I can go on and on. And God said. So God speak has got to be more important to us on this 8th day that we're talking about figuratively. I know the day is not the 8th. In fact, the day is the 26th of May. The day is the 26th of May. The day is the 26th day of our time together. And I want you to take it more important than you ever have. What God says. What God said. And what shall be. Let me give you a specific example. Our focus scriptures are threefold. John 20, 19 through 22. John 20, 19 through 22. Acts 1, 5 through 8. Acts chapter 1, verse 5 through 8. And then there's Galatians chapter 5, verse 16 to 26. Galatians chapter 5, verse 16 through 26. Again, our scriptures for this day, John 20, 19 to 22. Turn there, as a matter of fact. Then there's Acts 1, 5 through 8. Then there's Galatians 5, 16 to 26. I want to read John 20, 19, 22 in the King James Version. In fact, the New King James And I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this. Then the same day at evening, verse 19, out of John chapter 20, being the first day of the week, when the doors were shut where the disciples were assembled, for fear of the Jews, Jesus came and stood in the midst and said to them, "Peace be with you." When he had said this, he showed them his hands and his side. Then the disciples were glad when they saw the Lord. So Jesus said to them, "Peace be to you. As the Father has sent me, I also send you." Verse 22, and when he had said this, he breathed on them and said unto them, "Receive ye the Holy Ghost." He breathed on them. So listen, I know that in this coronavirus pandemic, I know that folk are talking about how much the virus has passed by breathing on people and by folk being in your space. And there's a 6 feet social distance that under some circumstances may not even be enough if the wind is blowing right or if somebody sneezes or coughs and all that. I don't want to get into all that, stuff. I want you to let God breathe on you, though. The God said factor is the God breathed reality. Whenever God speaks, he shows up where he speaks. When you speak, God speak. You get God results in your life. So you got to begin to condition yourself to talk like God would talk about every circumstance, about every situation, about every time you have a situation that brings you a time of challenge. What did God say? He showed up, breathed on them. And I want you to hear me. He's breathing on you right now. He's breathing into you right now. He's speaking over your life abundantly right now. And he's showing you great and mighty things to come. The God said factor. That's what we're after. That's what we want. That's what we're into. And that's what we have to be filled with. What did God say? What did God say? What did God say? What are you saying that God said? This is the 8th day in terms of a new beginning, but the 26th day of our consecrated life building 40-day devotional journal. And I want you to take this seriously. Start talking like God talks and expect God's results in your life. Come on, do it. Come on, do it. It's not difficult. He's with you and he won't leave you. He won't forsake you. But you got to start talking. God speak. God speak. Oh, Bishop, I got to go around saying thus and thee and thou. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Old English. I'm talking about saying what God says, like he says it. Day 26. God speak. Let's go.